Good afternoon, basketball fans. Welcome to Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium here in beautiful Fredericton, New Brunswick. The humidity is letting up outside, turning into a beautiful Sunday here in the capital city. It's been one outstanding weekend of basketball. We've got two more games left on tap. The host Tommies in their Ken Gould tournament will entertain the Mount Allison Mounties. First, it will be the women's game. And these teams, as on the men's side, both come in 1-1. All four teams on the women's side, 1-1 coming into this one, as all four teams were on the men, meaning this final day of play. The Mounties, they lost 66-61 to Holland College on Friday. Rebounded yesterday with a victory over MSVU, 67-45. And it was a very different looking Mountie team yesterday, and they lost to Holland College. There seemed to be a lot of one-on-one play, making the Mounties easier to guard. Much more of a team game played yesterday. Of course, also saw the return of Abby Miller to the Mountie lineup. She was a scratch on Friday. Leading scorers in that game yesterday, Reese Nowlin had 14. Abby Miller with 12.6 rebounds off the bench. Tori James with a nice stat line of 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Jillian Mumford, 5 points and a team leading 7 rebounds. For the Mounties, Danielle Alexander, the rookie out of Woodstock, draws in here. I had Alexander on a call in last year's high school tournament, played just around Christmas time here, and the name just escapes me here across the way. The name of that tournament, Maritime Invitational. Had her in the semifinal and final of that one. Spectacular looking player at the high school level coming out of that basketball factory in Woodstock. She will wear number 14 and draw into the lineup today. The Tommies, they are 1-1 as well. Lost to the Mystics on Friday. Close one, 69-64. Defeated Holland College yesterday, 71-57. All kinds of scratches for the Tommies. Vanessa Sophie, Emily Owens, Emma Connors, Celine Sturkle, and Jaden Penny are all scratches. We're going to see a lot of the rookies as we did yesterday against Holland College. The starters for Mount Allison. 7 is Maddie Greaterix. 9 is Sophie Trail. 13 is Reese Nowlin. 21 is Tori Janes. And 22 is Jillian Mumford. Mumford really went to work in the gym in the off-season. Really came back and has transformed her fitness level for sure. Starters for the short staff Tommies are Kylie Roy is number 4. Alyssa Jeffrey is number 9. 12 is Olena Ross. 15 is Sam Storty. And 22 is Ava Prosser. Prosser out of Ontario. Be back right after O Canada. We are set to go for the tip. It will be Storty against Mumford to get us underway here. Tommies in the home whites. The garnet with gold trim is the Mount Allison Mounties. Alina Ross as the Tommies control off the tip. Jeffrey for Stordy. Prosser from deep makes a three. Ava Prosser draws first blood for the Tommies. Nowlin on the drive for Janes. A little too much butter on the hot potato there through the fingers of Tori Janes. Jeffrey for Prosser. Nice cut by Prosser. A nice delivery from Alyssa Jeffrey. Defended by the Mounties. Will stay Tommy ball, 9 on the shot clock. That jump ball will go over to Mount Allison on the alternating possession. The Tommies controlled first tip. So it's first jump ball to Mount A. Trail will bring the ball up. Uses a Mumford screen for Nowlin. Finds Mumford on the inside. She gets a good look, but doesn't get it to go. Got a number of those yesterday as well. Gonna have to work on that finish inside Will Mumford in the coming weeks of practice, I'm sure. Great opportunities out of that set that the Mounties run. 4 on the shot clock. Tommies need to get a shot up. Jeffrey draws a foul. Going to go on Tori Janes. Her first, team's first. Jeffrey to the line. Good on the first one. 4-0 Tommies. 8:39 to go, first quarter. It's very early. Final women's game of the Ken Gould. Good a shuffle of the feet on Trail. Negates the shot. Turns it over to the Tommies. Prosser guarded by Greatorex. Kylie Roy on the outside for Jeffrey. 5 to shoot for the Tommies. Roy has to chuck one up. It does get rim. Janes corrals the rebound. Nowlin with a hit of speed, passes it off inside for Mumford. Nice delivery from Reese Nowlin to Jillian Mumford. Time violation on the Tommies on that one. Kylie Roy didn't get it across half. In the 8 seconds allotted, Kathleen Quinlan, first off the bench for Coach Fred Connors. Quinlan wears number 10. Product of Holy Heart High in St. John's, Newfoundland. Big shout out if you're watching over there this afternoon on the Rock. Great to have you tuning in. That shot is missed by Trail. Prosser and Greatorex. Greatorex, good work to get the jump ball with Ava Prosser. Tommy's ball. 5-2 in the early going. Do have the live stats available for this one, folks. I didn't in the previous 2 games. Just couldn't find the link. have it for both Tommies and Mounties games. Steal by Greatorex for Trail. Trail can't get it to go off the glass. Rebound for Prosser. Outlet for Quinlan. Jeffrey on the drive, bottled up. That could be the second one on Tori Janes. Instead it goes on Trail, not her first. Quinlan gets some instruction from Coach Connors. Jeffrey gets it back to Quinlan. They look for Olena Ross in the post. Can't handle the pass, and it's out of bounds. Nowlin shoots the three, misses it, rebound. Ross kept that ball too low, and it's knocked away by Mumford. Right into the hands of Greatorex, who makes two. Got to protect that ball on the rebound. Either get rid of it quickly or keep it protected. Knocked away from Jeffrey. Charlie Connors and Katie Vedito check in for the Tommies. Connors 21, Vedito 7. Connors, the youngest son of, or youngest daughter, not son, pardon me, of Coach Fred, and Vedito, who makes the rainbow three there, joins the Tommies from Charlottetown. 8-4 Stu in the early going. See substitutions also on the Mountie side. Lauren Furlong, number 6, is in, as well as Abby Miller, 16. I like this lineup for the Mounties with both Miller and Mumford. They worked together in some nice sets and some nice post pass yesterday. I'm the first to admit that I love post play. I'm old school. I know it is guards that are taking over in three-point shooting, but I love to see posts who can pass and work together. This shows my age a little bit. There is Miller. She will go to the line. Miller was a first-team All-Star in the league last year and played for the Moncton franchise in the inaugural season of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. In fact, Abby Miller had the privilege of taking the first ever tip-off. I believe that was against Abby Dunker of the Thunder, Halifax Thunder that is. That game would have taken place at Leo Hayes. I had the privilege to be on the call for that. Great advancement for women's basketball, not only in the region but in Canada. Super high level of play in the Maritime Women's Association. You see some of those players take what they learned there, bring them back to this league this year. It's going to be a great year in the ACAA, women's and men's. A lot of high quality teams. This Mountie team has just about everybody back and a couple of nice additions. Spoke about one already in Danielle Alexander. The other is Emma Roberts. So I expect them to do a lot of damage in the ACAA. They, of course, have a bit of a situation with the renos going on at their gym. Spoke to Coach Chase before the game. They don't really get back into their own gym until January. At least that's the projected timeline. And, of course, as anyone knows with construction projects how they go. So they're going to play one game against Stu in the first half. That's going to go at Crandall. All their other games, I believe they've managed to just flip-flop the schedule. So they get a lot of road games, a lot of travel in the first half. And then they'll have home cooking in Sackville for most of the second half. I don't think they come back here. I think they only come to Stu once this year, and Stu goes there twice. I do believe they're not back until almost the last week or the last weekend of the regular season. That would take them sometime into February before they'll see them back here. But I do anticipate they'll be back in February and then again in March for the ACAAs. Look at the talent on that team. I don't see them finishing out of the playoff position. But long season to be had, and of course, the quality of play here. Anything can happen. It's going to be a close league all season long. Get out to your local gym if you can. If you can't, ACA TV has all the action. Just go to aca.ca at any time to check the schedules, the scores, get the links for ACA TV as well on that. I know I'm privileged to bring you the Tommies coverage here from the capital city of New Brunswick, and there are other folks working around the league that bring you the coverage from all the other teams. What a fun league to be a part of, as Trail there gets the steal. Trail goes coast to coast, draws the foul. That's going to be on Connors, I believe. Could also be Quinlan. And it is Connors. The rookie Connors picks up a foul. So 3 rookies on the court for the Tommies. Connors, Vidito, and Quinlan. Joined by the veteran Storty, as well as second-year player Kate Ross. Isabella Jones, number 15, checks in for Mount A. 8-8, 5:13 to go. First quarter. Mounties coming now with some pressure. Tommies will set up a press break here. Storty can't handle the handoff from the official. We're just going to reset. Storty for Quinlan, double teamed. That's knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Tommies. 21 now on the shot clock. Connors on the catch for Quinlan. The Tommies get it over the timeline. Back for Connors. Connors had a great game yesterday. Double-digit scorer for the rookie. 5 to shoot. Tommies are not going to get a shot off. They're going to, in fact, get a backcourt violation. Maddie Greaterix will inbound. Kylie Roy up off the bench, as is Alyssa Jeffrey. Ross and Quinlan will come to the sidelines. Trail for Greaterix uses the Miller screen. A nice roll by Miller and good catch. Even better tie up by Sam Storty. Jump ball. That one's going to stay with Mount Allison. Shot clock reset to 14. We're going to go back to 6. There's no reset on that. Miller on the catch with 4 to shoot. Power step by Miller off glass, gets rim, rebound Connors. Tommy's working around the outside for Roy. Vidito, she's a great outside shooter, makes 2 there. Furlong from deep, 11-10 Mounties. Vidito for the answer. Jones from 15 feet. 5 bounces and through for Isabella Jones. Kawhi Leonard would be proud of that one. Janes and Feasby check in along with Philbrick and Samard for Coach Chase and the Mounties. Jeffrey on the line. 11 is Megan Philbrick, third year at the Etobicoke Thunder basketball program in the Toronto area. Katie Feasby, she's out of Calgary and Bowness High School. Abby Miller on the court, she's from Mount Denson, Nova Scotia. Caitlin Samard, Timmins, Ontario, Llewellyn Park Secondary. She puts up that long shot. And of course, Tori Janes, the Pepper Pot point guard out of Fredericton High. She also played in the Maritime Women's Association, the Fredericton Freeze franchise. On the rebound there is Feasby for Janes. Miller on the drive, gets contact, and going to be an offensive foul. Late decision there for the referee on which way to call that one. Does go with the charge. I believe that was Sam Storty who takes the charge. Lena Ross has checked in for the Tommies, and this is Ava Prosser coming back. Charlie Connors will go out. 15-13 STU. You look at those STU scratches. 2 All-Stars from last season in Sophie and Emily Owens. Jaden Penny also will be a big contributor here. Emma Connors as well. And then a player who I think can do some real damage in this league when she gets the knee healthy again is Celine Sturkle. You have to look at that and say, hey, the Tommies, with all that talent scratched, hanging right here with the veteran and talent-laden Mount Allison Mounties. No quit in this Tommy team. Prosser there picks up a foul after the rebound with the elbow extended. Coach Connors is looking for the hold there. The first foul on Prosser. Philbrick out of the post. Turn around, Prosser tracks down that rebound. Aggressive defense on the far side by Samard. Caitlin Samard, as mentioned, out of Timmins. Alina Ross to the corner for Storty. Storty drives, finds the cutting Ross. Ross gets the offensive board and rejected by Mumford, who is checked back in. Taken away, Kylie Roy. Roy on the lay-in. Roy's got a bit of a shiner. Looks like she's gone 10 rounds with Mike Tyson after this weekend. Took a tough elbow yesterday. Wasn't out very long. Good to see Kylie Roy continue on yesterday's game after taking that contact. 17-13 Tommies, a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Final day of the Ken Gould. Feasby on the Jeffrey rebound. Janes by Prosser, finds Storty. Good defense by Sam Storty. Kylie Roy takes a tumble. Travel on Samard as Alina Ross forced that one. We will have Miller, Nowlin, and Amelia Mitchell. Mitchell's first appearance of the game. Come into the game for Coach Chase. Amelia Mitchell, 6-foot forward out of Rosse. Roy for Jeffrey. Has Storty in the post. Storty with a catch. She's going to drive baseline on Miller and pick up the foul on Miller. Off the bench now is Danielle Alexander, the rookie out of Woodstock in the Thunder program. Her first appearance this afternoon. Heard through the grapevine she was attending her sister's wedding. First off, congratulations on the wedding. But second off, and I say this jokingly, who gets married in basketball season? Just joking when I say that second part. Certainly a running joke here in New Brunswick is don't get married in hunting season. Nice look inside, and good finish by Mitchell. Ross in the front court for Charlie Connors. Roy for Katie Vedito, taken away by Reese Nowlin. Nowlin changed sides, uses the rim for protection, and scores the two. Under 20 seconds to go in the quarter, the Tommies clinging to a 2-point lead. Connors with under 10 to go in the quarter. Errant pass for Ava Prosser with 4.8 on the game clock. The ball will go over to the Mounties. No timeout taken. Feasby on the dribble with 1 second to go, gets it off. After 1 quarter of play in the final day of the Ken Gould final women's game, in fact, 19-17 in favor of STU over the visiting Mount Allison Mounties. I'm Bill Gibson. I'm going to take about a 2-minute break and come on back with action from the second quarter. We're set to go here for second quarter. I'll take a quick look at the stats. Leading scorer for the Tommies, rookie Katie Vedito, 3 for 3 from the field, including 2 of 2 from three-point range, has 8 points. Alyssa Jeffrey 4, Ava Prosser 3. Roy and Storty with 2 each. For the Mounties, Abby Miller has 4. Lauren Furlong 3, Maddie Greaterix 2, Trail 2, Nowlin 2, Mumford 2. As it is the Tommies plus 2. Tommies shooting 45% from the field, 5 of 11. The Mounties 6 of 16. The Tommies 305 from deep, thanks largely to Vedito. Charlie Connors with the tough drive. She's going to pick up the foul on Danielle Alexander. You can bet those two have seen each other a lot in the high school tournament play. Woodstock, a AA school, wouldn't have played FHS where Charlie went in league play, at least the last couple years. But I'm sure they would have been in tournaments together and played some exhibitions, as those teams frequently hook up. Trail uses the Alexander screen. Nowlin for Mitchell. Back up top for Trail. 7 to shoot. No rim on that, but is rebounded by Prosser off glass. Connors for Vedito. Takes one dribble and then picks it back up, gives it to Charlie Connors. Connors goes baseline. Couldn't get the toes out of the way of the dribble. Nice turnaround move by Mitchell. She can't get the shot to go down. Prosser on the board again for Vedito. Vedito pressured by Nowlin. Nowlin with another takeaway, and Nowlin's going to get a lay-in. Connors is going to draw the foul. That's either Alexander or Greaterix. Mumford and Emma Roberts off the bench for the Mounties. Alexander will come out. Mitchell will come out. That foul does go on Alexander. That's going to be her second. Second foul for the Mounties. Charlie Connors on the line. A make here can give the Tommies a 2-point lead as it is 20-19. 8:38 to go, second quarter. Tommies fall into a zone here. They look inside for Mumford. Passes too strong from Nowlin. Pretty flat looking angle there too. Making it a bit of a tougher catch. Nowlin again with the pickpocket, but she knocks that one out of bounds. I think she's been watching The Magician somewhere. Subs for the Tommies, Storty on and Kate Ross on. Will join Jeffrey, Roy, and Prosser. Long pass for Kate Ross, deflected, but the Tommies do control. Jeffrey on a power step off the glass, draws a foul. That's going to be on Greaterix. Tommies, I think, were lucky there not to have the inbounds pass from Prosser picked off. Referee checks on Alyssa Jeffrey. I got poked in the eye on that one maybe. Says she's okay. Give me the ball. Let's have a shot. Whatever the condition is, seems to be working out okay in favor of Jeffrey. Dead-eye shooter on the first one and the second. Mumford has that one partially blocked. It's into the hands of Storty. Kylie Roy for Sam Storty. Into the post for Prosser. Prosser dribbles. Gonna jump ball tied up by Nowlin. We'll go over to the Mounties. Greaterix will inbound. Tommies +4, 23-19, 7:40 to go. First half. Final women's game here of the tournament. Nowlin for three. A lot of rim, but it finally goes through. Puts us back to a 1-point game. Kate Ross gets right into the paint, but she's met by Mumford. Bringing the ball away is Greaterix. Trail with a deep shot. Rebound Mumford. Little Mike and drill inside for Jillian Mumford. She finishes that one. Prosser again tries that lob pass over the top. This time it is picked off. No shot, says the official. That's on the outside. Coach Chase wanted that one. The officials say it was on the dribble, wait out here, and not continuation as the same on the other end. And says, on top of it, that's enough out of you. Coach Chase is still questioning. Officials now confer. No basket, no lineup. Trail picks up what I would say was a loose ball. I'm not sure if she was in the intended recipient of the pass. Quinlan on the rebound and the dribble to the front court as the Tommies now trail by one, 24-23. Storty inside, nice pass to the cutting Jeffrey, who can't finish it. Nowlin with a hit of steam, kicks it outside for Janes, back for Mumford. Mumford off the heel, taken away by Roy. Lead pass for Jeffrey. That's a crisper looking lob over the top. Quinlan with a step back shot. Charlie Connors fights for the rebound. There's going to be an offensive foul on Connors on the rebounding action. Miller and Jones and I believe Furlong are checking in here for the Mounties. They will join Janes and Trail. Miller for Furlong. Janes was looking for Miller in the post. They work it around for Trail, and she calmly cans the three-pointer. What ball movement there from the Mounties. They look really, really good when the ball moves like that. Greaterix set the check back in. Trail will come out after picking up the foul there. That's going to be Sophie Trail's third. Trail, the dynamic wing out of Fredericton High School, has to go back to the bench after making the three. Deflected there. Mounties get possession and finally deflected again out of bounds by Jeffrey for the Tommies. The Mounties have eked into a 4-point lead here against STU. Tommies have been stuck at 23 for a bit. Doherty picked up the dribble in the corner. That's a bad place to pick it up. Nice cut there by Roy. Not sure she saw the rim before she released the shot. She was thinking foul. Janes pulls up for a 14-footer. Timeout, Tommies. Coach Connors with a chat there to Kylie Roy coming off the court. Might have been a shot selection conversation there. Let's have a look at the game leaders. Nowlin with 7, Trail 5, Miller 4, Mumford 4, Furlong 3, Greatorix, Mitchell, and Jones each have 2. For the Tommies, Vedito has 8. He had all of those in the first quarter. Jeffrey 6, Prosser 3, Roy, Storty, and Connors 2 each. In terms of foul trouble, it's Trail with 3, Miller with 2. None of the Tommies have 2. Turnovers, the 14 have been committed by the Tommies versus only 9 for Mount A. Rebounds are close. Assists are close. Mount Allison 9 steals to the Tommies 4. And in terms of shooting percentage, Mount Allison shooting 39% to the Tommies 28. Tommies are 10 of 12 though from the free throw line. Mounties have attempted 10 more shots, 28 to 18 in terms of shot attempts. Storty off the back iron. Connors fights for it. It's going to go out of bounds off of Greatorix. 4:49 to go first half. Tommies and Mounties are locked in a battle. Final women's game of the Ken Gould. Shot clock violation on STU. Furlong, James, Jones inside for Miller. Miller with the up and under. Too much up and not enough through the net for Miller on that one. Stepping on the end line is Jeffrey. Katie Vedito will check in for Kathleen Quinlan, and Ava Prosser gets off the bench for Sam Storty. Folks, this is going to be Deep Tommy's team when they get healthy. Hopefully that's not an if, and it is a when they get healthy. Don't want to see them go through another year like they did last year. Of course, they took 15 players this year, partly because of that season they went through last year with so many out injured. Became a numbers game by times. Charlie Connors on the run. Tied up by Isabella Jones. Good defense by Jones. Prevent a Tommy's bucket. Feesby off the bench. She will check in. As will Samard. Janes and Jones to the bench. Vedito, Jeffrey for 3. Front rim. Connors on the offensive glass, inside for Prosser. Prosser with 2 attempts, fouled on the second. Shout out to the Prosser family, who I believe is following along online this weekend. Out of Ontario. Prosser makes the second from the line. Great to have you watching, whether you're in Ontario or anywhere else. Rebound to Vedito. It's going to be a reach-in foul, I believe, on Furlong. Does go on Furlong. Mumford and Nowlin will check back in. Miller off. And Furlong will also take a seat on the bench. Furlong in her second year at Amherst Regional. Not too far from the Mount Allison campus in Sackville. Benito to the line. Her first free throws of the game. She misses the first. Benito is the leading scorer for the Tommies with the aforementioned 8, including 2 from downtown. Benito makes on the second. Nowlin on the drive. Shot out of the corner, Greatorex. Rebound, Feesby. She's going to get a push from behind from Benito. But I'll send Katie Feesby to the line. Didn't shoot a high percentage last year in the league, but limited attempts for Feesby, so that's a small sample size situation. A soft-looking shot on the second one. Mumford on the glass, though, after it rims out. Charlie Connors collects that carom. Nowlin again with her hands on the ball, forces a jump ball. Reese Nowlin, second year out of James M. Hill in Miramichi, has been impacting this game. Players down, check the floor for moisture, and that's a good sign that the building is drying out. Didn't need to get the mop out there. Connors loses the handle into the hands of Samard for Greatorex. Nowlin into the post for Mumford. Mumford tried the little baby hook and couldn't get it to go. Mumford picks up the loose ball. Tori Jane set to check in for the Mounties. She will come in for Katie Feesby. But it is timeout Mounties, 2:09 to play. 29-26 Mount A. As we were a couple minutes away from halftime here. Going to take a short break and be right back with more action from the first half. Set to go out of the timeout. Tommies trail by 3. We Mountie ball. Tori Janes will inbound for the Mounties. She's with Nowlin, Mumford, Samard, and Greatorex. Vidito will defend the inbound pass. A lot of length on Vidito. Greatorex. She was looking for the lob pass for Mumford. Wasn't trying to make it a bank pass. But that works out in the favor of the Mounties as they get the bank on the pass right into the hands of Mumford, who converts for 2. Nowlin gets a little too handsy that time. Does draw the foul. Her first. Team is over the limit. Charlie Connors will go to the line, an opportunity to cut into the lead with the clock stopped. Connors good on the first. Connors converts again to give her 4 points on the game. All coming from the charity stripe. 4 of 6 from the line is Connors. Three-pointer rimmed out from Simard. She gets that back on the cut and will pick up the foul, and now we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Caitlin Simard, an opportunity to get onto the score sheet with some points. Second-year guard out of Ontario. Gets that to go through, does get on the score sheet. Second one is clean. Subs in. Storty, Jeffrey, and Roy. Join Vedito and Ross on the court for the Tommies. Kylie Roy. For Katie Vedito. Into the post for Alina Ross. Ross with a pass into the Tommies bench. That goes over to St. Thomas. Just get the feeling watching Ross at one of these games, she's just going to get really comfortable in that low post. And the game's going to slow down a bit for her, and she will be a factor for the Tommies. She just looks so close to establishing that in that low box. The Tommies and Coach Connors. See how the season develops for Alina Ross. Nowlin on the take. Good defense by Roy to make that a tough shot for Nowlin. Of course, Reese, I don't think has seen a shot that she doesn't think is makeable. Ross out of the post. There she is, set up down low again. Good catch by Alina Ross. She's going to draw the foul on the hold. Ross will get to shoot 2, get some instruction again from Coach Connors. As I was just mentioning, you can see Ross getting that great position down there and is looking increasingly comfortable with the ball in her hands in that post position. Soft looking shot there, but just a little to the left for Ross. Good on the second one. Oh, a little push from Mumford on Roy as Mumford was establishing position inside. Just collapsed Kylie Roy. The officials didn't see it. Coach Connors did. Shot clock is off, and it's a steal. Nowlin gets to get the offensive foul there on Roy as Roy once again gives up the body. That's going to be Nowlin's second foul. She just picked up one earlier on the reach. 11.5 seconds to go now. Pressure from Mount A. They lead by 4. Smart move here by Coach Chase to get Nowlin off after that second foul. Katie Feasby will check in. Long pass from Vedito. Jeffrey does get it. 10 on the game clock, knocked away by Janes. Ross picks it up, now 5 on the game clock. Kylie Roy, she's going to have to put up a deep 3. Feasby got a piece. Ross was right there. That one after the buzzer won't count. Halftime score, final women's game of the Ken Gould. Mount Elson Malleys 33, St. Thomas Tommies 29. We're going to put 15 on the board here for halftime. Come on back after 15 minutes for the second half. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACA TV. Fans, welcome back for second half action here. Final women's game of the Ken Gould Invitational 2022. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACA TV, Tommies TV on YouTube. What a fun tournament this has been so far. Lots of tight games. And we're in another one here. The Mount Allison Mounties 33, St. Thomas Tommies 29. Leading scorers first for Mount Allison. Reese Nowlin with 7 and 2 boards. Gillian Mumford 6 points, 4 boards. Sophie Trail 5 points. Abby Miller 4, Lauren Furlong 3, Greaterix 2, Samard 2, Mitchell 2, and Janes 2. That adds up to 33 for Mount A. On the Tommy side, Katie Vedito, the game's leading scorer, with 9 points. Alyssa Jeffrey 6, Ava Prosser 5, Charlie Connors 4. Roy and Storty 2 each, and Alina Ross has the 1 from the free throw line. In terms of the stat sheet, what jumps out are the turnovers. The Tommies have already committed 20 to the Mounties 11. Mounties 12 of 39 for 31%. Tommies 5 of 23 for only 22%. Tommies, though, have made 3 3-pointers of 8 attempts. The Mounties 3 of 9 free throws, though. The Tommies with the big edge there. They are 16 of 20 for 80% versus only 6 of 8 for the Mounties. That would lead to tell you there's a foul discrepancy, and indeed there is. The Mounties have picked up 14. The Tommies 5. Tommies also out-rebounding the Mounties 22 to 14. That stat a little bit unexpected, given the lineups here a little bit. I would have expected that to be a bit closer. Some of the foul trouble. Sophie Trail has 3 for Mount A. Reese Nowlin has 2. Abby Miller has 2. Danielle Alexander, the rookie out of the Woodstock Thunder program, also with 2 for STU. Nobody has more than 1. Vedito, Jeffrey, Prosser, Connors, Kate Ross, and Kathleen Quinlan, each with a single violation. For the Tommies to start the half, it'll be the same starting 5 as the game. Alyssa Jeffrey is 9, Kylie Royce 4, Sam Storty 15, Ava Prosser 22, and Olina Ross is going to wear number 12. For the Mounties, same starters as well. Greaterix, Janes, Trail, Nowlin, and Mumford. Tommies come out in a zone look. Ross, a little cross body check on Tori Janes. Tommy's first foul. And Ross's first foul. Mumford for Nowlin. She makes the 15-foot jump shot. Ross in the low post. Look at her go to work here. Gets that elbow out and the shot up. Picked off by Roy into the hands of Jeffrey. Tommies trail by 6. Early going of quarter 3. Prosser on the cut. Storty on the catch. Ross in the low post again. Tough catch on the pass from Sam Storty. Goes out off Alina Ross. Charlie Connors in. Alina Ross does go out. Tommy's looking for a stop here. Nowlin from the high post. Nowhere to go. Trail the outside jump shot. Prosser on the rebound. Jeffrey on the catch in the front court. .12 on the shot clock. Connors guarded by Nowlin. Not a lot of Tommy motion here in this offensive possession. Now we get some. One to shoot. Long shot is drained by Kylie Roy. That's a three-pointer, brings us to a three-point game. Greatorex on the move, but we get a 3 in the key call. It's going to go against Mumford, who got caught driving the tent pegs in the key. Camped out just a little too long was Mumford. Greatorex on the steal. She'll stop from 15. Sophie Trail can't make the running layup. Charlie Connors on the rebound, and another foul on Mount A. It's going to go on the push. I think that's going to be Mumford. It's going to be her second, team second. Connors for Prosser. We're looking for the entry pass for Stordy. Stordy was bodied off the block by Jillian Mumford. Sends the pass out of bounds. Trail on the drive, reverses outside. Nowlin Janes inside for Mumford. Another 3 seconds called on Mumford. Trail tries for the steal. Jeffrey does track it down, only 3 seconds to get it across half. The Tommies do manage. Eight on the shot clock. They're looking for Stordy in that low post. It's a little too far out, I think, to be making that post entry pass. Benito's going to check in for Sam Stordy. By too far out, I mean Stordy and Prosser are too close together there, trying to connect on that, I think. So Coach Connors will have a look at the tape and explain that much better than I do. Strike up the violin. There's a little traveling going on here. Some unforced turnovers, if you will, by Mount Allison here. A couple 3 in the key on a travel. So Coach Chase will clean those up. This is still preseason. Pressure from the Mounties send the Tommies backwards. That's Roy. She gets through half now. Pursued by Trail, and if that's Trail, that's going to be her 4th. It is her 4th. Abby Miller off the bench. Miller will check in for Trail, who has her 4th foul. 6:48 to go in the third quarter. Sophie Trail going to see a lot of the bench here in the second half by the looks of things. Inside pass for Jeffrey, knocked away. Miller. And she will come out of the pack with it. Mumford to Miller in the corner. Miller on the drive. Outside, Greatorex 3. Connors on the drive, good take, good block by Mumford. Nowlin takes it away, ahead for Janes. Janes on the run. And stripped by Kylie Roy, but no fouled by Kylie Roy. Substitution in, Kate Ross for Alyssa Jeffrey. .20 on the shot clock. Guess we're just calling that out of bounds off the Tommies. I don't see a foul going up on the board. On the drive there is Danielle Alexander. She does pick up the foul and will go to the line. Some of the Tommy men here moving beside me. They're going to be strapping on the sneakers very shortly for the matchup with the Mountie men. Good luck, gentlemen. Miller makes the second free throw. Subs here, Feasby. Mounties have pushed the lead a little bit, 40-32. 5:54 to go on this Tommies. I will mention again, the Tommies are short-staffed, 5 scratches here. A couple players were close to returning, but there's no sense in pushing them back too soon here in the preseason. You want them ready when the games count in a couple weeks. And then Tommies will get the Mounties, I think, in the opening game for both schools. I'll check out that schedule for you right now. I do believe this is a preview of the opening weekend matchup. Yeah, opening day matchup, St. Thomas at Mount Allison. Game will be played at Crandall University in Moncton. That's going to be a 6 p.m. start on the Saturday, the 29th. A little treat just in front of the Halloween trick-or-treaters. Preseason matchup there in Moncton, or regular season matchup in Moncton. 11-point lead now for Mount A as they make a three-pointer. Vedito on Miller. Connors, Roy, Kate Ross, Prosser in the post. Mounties have turned up the defense here in this quarter. Vedito. That one bounces through. A three for Katie Vedito. I believe Rachel, maybe Katie's mother, if I have the family correct. Rachel and Ray. Don't quote me on that one, but I think it's correct. Vedito into the front court. Vedito with the drive. She's going to get two more. Katie Vedito. Making the folks in Charlottetown happy. And the Tommy faithful happy as well. That's going to be a long two for Greater X as the scoring has picked up here all of a sudden. A trio of Tommy set to check in, along with Caitlin Samard for Mount A. Roy uses the screen, gets to the 10. No good, big rebound by Greater X. She's great on the boards. For Nowlin, close to a backcourt, dangerous pass, good hustle again by Kylie Roy. Roy will need the ice packs in the A5-3-5 after this weekend. Ten-point lead for Mount Allison, 47-37, 3:57 to go. Quarter number 3. Kathleen Quinlan checks in for the Tommies. Miller against Alina Ross. Tommies back into a zone. Samard with a long distance shot. That goes down for 3. Nice looking shot there for Caitlin Samard. Quinlan for Stordy. Vedito into the post for Alina Ross. Ross gets the tie-up, is going to get a foul from Caitlin Samard. Ross makes the second. .11 lead now for the Mounties. Philbrick for Greatorex. Simard back for Philbrick outside. Greatorex takes a three. Nice looking release. Rebound Jeffrey. The Tommies will push a little bit. Vedito from deep. I like what I'm seeing from Katie Vedito here this weekend for the Tommies. Does have a nice soft looking shot and lots of range. And great for these rookie Tommies to get the floor time that they're getting here this weekend. Undoubtedly, they will be called on throughout the season, even when the veterans are back, to contribute. Coach Connors does like to go deep into the bench and likes to play a high-pressure game. We haven't seen a lot of that here this weekend. In fact, for most of these teams, I don't think we're seeing their best schemes all weekend long. I think they're saving a lot. Ross underneath, can't get the shot to go. She was surrounded by three Mounties. Janes inside for Mumford. Mumford blocked by Vedito. Outside Simard, she drains the three. Timeout Tommies as Caitlin Simard has connected twice from long range in a short time span to push the lead all the way to 14 for Mount Allison. Jubilation on the Mountie sideline as they've opened up what was a close game. Caitlin Simard 8 points, 2 of 3 from deep. Story of the game continues to be turnovers. The Tommies have committed 26. The Mounties have got up a full 21 more shots than the Tommies at this point. 19 of 51 are the Mounties, 8 of 30 are the Tommies. Free throws have been keeping St. Thomas in the game, 18 of 22 for 82% for St. Thomas. And rebounding as well, the Tommies with a +6 margin there. If you are watching along at home, feel free to give me a shout out on Twitter at Billsby, BILLSBY, BILLSBY. That's my Twitter handle. It's the quickest way to reach me. If you are watching, welcome. Exciting season ahead in the ACAA, both men's and women's. Action is going to be tremendous this season. The 4 teams we saw on both sides here this year are really good. I've had a look at the Crandall women's roster. They are improved over where they are last year. A couple big ads at a Fredericton High. The Hanson sisters will strap on the foil and go to work for Crandall. I haven't seen the UNBSJ or UKC rosters yet, but we saw Holland College, we see Mount A, we see MSVU. All 3 of those teams plus St. Thomas. It's going to be really competitive for sure. I know UNBSJ will be improved over last year just because they're a year more experienced, that young core that they had last year, assuming that they're back. And UKC, I spoke with one of the coaches here earlier, and they was told, except for Oxner, who moved on to MSVU, they've got basically everybody back, and that they're going to be just fine. That tells you the level of competition here in the ACAA. Furlong makes the 3. The Mounties extend the lead. Jeffrey against Feasby. Storty on the dribble. Going to get the push on Janes. It'll send Storty to the line. Mounties are over the line. In terms of, over the limit, in terms of free throws. Folks, this is the point of the weekend where I'm into game 11 of 12. The mind starts to play little funny tricks on me, and the voice goes a little bit. Just bear with me. I'll be okay when my brother straightens up, and he hasn't yet been diagnosed as a hunchback, so I think I'll be all right. Janes back outside for Simard. Off the front rim. Storty got a tip on that. And on the end line is Furlong when she touches the ball. Back over to the Tommies, 1:06 to play in the third quarter, 16-point Mountie lead. Ross from 14 foot follows her own rebound, kicks it outside for Storty. Storty with the miss, rebound into the hands of Simard. Kylie Roy forces the travel. Great defense by Kylie Roy, who once again gives up the body. Just love Roy's style of play. Shout out to the Roy family watching in the St. John area. Benito for Connors. 5 on the shot clock outside for Roy. She's going to have to get one up here in a hurry. She's going to draw a blocking foul on Tori Janes, who says, Mr. Humphrey, what did I do that time? Janes is third. Greater Exian off the bench for Janes. 33 seconds to go here in this quarter. Roy to the line. Kylie, 5 points on the game. Her first free throw attempts right here. Gets the heel of the rim on the first. Little toe action on the second. We're going to fight for the rebound. Foul's going to go on Charlie Connors on the rebound. I didn't see that. I thought maybe Prosser, who was aggressive on the offensive glass, was getting whistled there for something. In fact, it was Charlie Connors, Charlie's third foul. According to what's on the board, only one on the books here. Well, that's going to be James' foul that's still up on the board. She's also 21. There's another Leprechaun who's missing a pot of gold. 3 points at the end of that rainbow for the Mounties. And Katie Vedito says, I can shoot from out there too. There's another 3 for Vedito. Vedito having a great game for the Tommies. Tommies were led by rookie scorer yesterday, Charlie Connors. And today it's Katie Vedito putting on a bit of a show. A little bit of a coming out party for Katie. We're going to have 2 minutes for a break. Tommies trail by 16. Final quarter of the women's action here at the Ken Gould. Men's action coming right up after this. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACA TV. Come on back in 2 minutes for fourth quarter. Set to go for the fourth quarter. Mount Allison Mounties 59, St. Thomas Tommies 43. I'm Bill Gibson. My privilege to be bringing this action here all weekend long from the Ken Gould. For the Tommies, it is Roy, Jeffrey, Connors, Vidito, and Prosser. They start for STU here in the final quarter of women's action. For the Mounties, 15 is Isabella Jones, Miller is 16, Trail is 9, Greatorex is 7, and Samard is 10. Connors with the 3 to start the quarter. Coach Fred happy about that, because that's just the way we drew it up between quarters. Trail on the drive. She has the 4 fouls. Now Miller kicks to the corner. Greatorex open for a three-pointer. Misses. Rebound Jeffrey. The Tommies with some speed to the front court. Jeffrey now slows it up. Does get the take right into the body of Jones. No call. Tommies maintain possession. Roy on the drive. More contact with Jones and no call. Jones just maintaining verticality there, say the officials. Coach Connors talking it over, says one of those has got to be a foul as the officials go back by. Neither one of them are. The ball now in the hands of Mount Allison, and it's Kylie Roy forcing the tie-up. Storty in for Vidito. Six on the shot clock as Miller gets to the 10. Roy on the running catch, back for Prosser. Prosser drives, looks inside for Storty. Referees confer, and it is decided it's going to be Tommy's ball. Nowlin in for Samard. Caitlin Samard now the leading scorer for Mount Allison with 11 points, 3 of 5 from deep, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And she will go to the bench. Greatorex. Connors gets the jump ball with Sophie Trail. Good reaction by Charlie Connors. That's going to be Trail, and that's going to be her 5th. Frustrating afternoon for Sophie Trail, who will check out of this one. 5 points on 1 of 9 shooting and 5 fouls for Trail. Does add a rebound and a couple of assists. But you take a look at this Mounties team, they are built to withstand afternoons like that. You look at the depth they have. Veteran depth at that. I think they're going to be really tough all season long, the Mounties. Because they play the way they played yesterday, that ball was moving around really nicely on the Mounties sideline. Looked like they had a good thing going between Mumford and Miller, high and low post action, which, as I've already said, I'm biased to post play. I know it. I guess there was never anything guardish about me, if you will. Wasn't much of a ball handler, but I didn't mind going to the boards to rebound. So I do enjoy the post play. Connors loses the handle out of bounds. Good defense by Janes. 13-point game, 59-46. Scoring has slowed down a bit in this one now. Under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Deflected by Roy. Pass intended for Miller. 13 on the shot. Janes will inbound. Mounties in a box. Pass for Greatorex off the inbounds play. Rebound Storty. Storty was looking for Jeffrey. A little malfunction at the junction there. And Kylie Roy will come off, Kathleen Quinlan on. Katie Vedito up off the bench as well for Charlie Connors. And Olena Ross also checking in. Parade off the bench for the Tommies on this stoppage of play. Miller on the tough catch inside, kicks it back out to Janes. 10 to shoot. She was looking inside for Miller. Storty deflects that away. The first team All-Star Miller gets called for the walk on that one. Quinlan on the drive. Nice take for Quinlan. That goes off the iron and into the hands of Reese Nowlin. She rips it away, turns up court. Nowlin on the drive. Into traffic. Doesn't get the call, but draws the jump ball. Nowlin and Storty. That's going to stay Mount Allison basketball. Danielle Alexander, Jillian Mumford check in for Isabella Jones and Abby Miller. Danielle Alexander, I believe she's a 6-footer. Somehow don't have her height written down on my sheet. Sure, we'll get that as the regular season progresses. Does bring an additional size element. A look at her set up in the low post. Mumford for Janes. 3 to shoot. In for Mumford. Mumford with a turnaround one-hander. Good block out by the Tommies. Jeffrey. They're going to pick up the reach-in foul on Jillian Mumford. What an effort here this afternoon from this Tommies team. They are trailing by 13 on the scoreboard, but you wouldn't know it by the effort they put forth. Coach Connors, by necessity, is deep into the bench and a number of scratches here. A lot of players getting some big minutes here in this tournament against a veteran-laden Mountie squad. And by all accounts, they're holding their own. Turnovers have been an issue, as you would expect in that situation. Nice block there by Greatorex on Quinlan as Quinlan picked up the offensive board. Kylie Roy will check back in for Alyssa Jeffrey, as Coach Connors has turned over the lineup here in a couple stoppages of play. Vedito for the jump shot. Make that 19 on the board for Katie Vedito. Tori Janes from 18 feet. Vedito picks up that loose ball, uses the Storty screen, launches a three. It's the Katie Vedito show! A 10-point game now, the Tommies sticking in it with the Mounties. Gonna like what you see. That's Alexander outside for Nowlin. Nowlin, like the littlest hobo, keeps on moving on. That's gonna be a travel. Tommies can cut it to single digits with a score here. That shot is missed. Greatorex knocks the rebound out of bounds. We're going to stay with the Tommies. Prosser will check in for Storty. Greatorex, who may be the Mounties' best defender, checks up Rachel Vedito, as the Tommies do look for Vedito, and Greatorex gets a hand on the ball. Find St. Thomas right now. I'm just going to do a little heat check on Vidito, get the ball in her hands one more time. There's Vidito on the curl on the outside, but it's nice passing inside for Quinlan. But taken away by Alexander. She comes with speed to the front court. Pass off for Greatorex. Good work by the Tommies to get back. Megan Philbrook on the outside for Tori Janes, and even 5 minutes to play fourth quarter. We're in a 10-point game. Nowlin on the drive. Pass is too hard for Greatorex. Good work by Quinlan to force the jump ball. Possession arrow St. Thomas. Reminder, one more game coming up after this. That's probably going to get underway at about 20 after the hour, a little about 20 minutes later so. That'll be the same two schools on the men's side. 4:50 to go in this one, and it is already 3:50 on the actual time. So the 4 o'clock game will be 4:15, 4:20 range if you're checking the stream looking for the start of that. Come on back then, it's going to be a dandy as well. Two great teams that are closely matched. Ross loses it off her foot in that post. And again, she set up the office. Just couldn't do business down there for Olena Ross. Alexander is going to pick up a foul. It's going to go on Kylie Roy on the double down on Alexander. Miller back for Greatorex. Greatorex to Miller. Nice cut. Pick and roll action there for the Mounties, and Miller can't deliver the finish. Greatorex puts up the long range shot. Too strong. Rebound Olena Ross. Prosser picks up the dribble. She needs help. Ross gives it to her. Now the Tommies have to get it over half. That's going to be a time violation. It's really all because Prosser lost the handle on the dribble and had to pick it up. Olena Ross in a position not really familiar with as a big. Another teachable moment there for Coach Connors and Olena Ross. She comes to the bench. Charlie Connors checks in. On the drive is Samard. She's going to draw a block on Prosser. Subs coming in. Jeffrey for Charlie Connors. Prosser has 3 fouls now for the Tommies. Team fouls just 2 each as we're under 4 minutes to play here in the quarter. Samard, the hot hand earlier, comes up short as that one jams on the rim. Storty against Mumford. To the corner for Prosser for 3. Nice rebound for Miller, who finds the point guard Janes. Calmly brings it to the front court for Greatorex. The cutting Miller. Nice play there for the Mounties. Storty off of Mumford's leg right to Janes. Janes again for Mumford, cross court. Samard, 3-pointer. Doesn't go down. Storty has the rebound taken away from her by Greatorex. Now diving on it is Kylie Roy. No surprise again. Kylie Roy's on the floor after the loose ball. Timeout taken. 12-point lead for the Mounties. Just under 3 minutes to go. 2:52 in quarter number 4. What has been a highly entertaining ball game. Tommies without what will be a number of their regulars and a couple all-stars in Vanessa Sophie and Emily Owens from last year. Also have Emma Connor, Celine Sturkle, and Jaden Penny as scratches in this one. Sturkle will be most likely, I would guess, a second half ad based on the timing of her knee surgery from last year, injured just before the Christmas break on the floor at Mount A. Mount A gym is undergoing some renovations. Kate Ross went down with a knee injury in that one as well. She did return in the second half last year. Wasn't as serious as the injury to Sturkle. We're set out of the timeout. And a scrappy young Tommy squad. Katie Vedito with 22 points in this one, 8 of 10 field goals. Bit of a coming out party, if you will, for Katie Vedito. She is number 7 in the Tommies white. As the Tommies set up. Look again to be in a bit of a zone, do the Tommies. Storty deflects that one for Jeffrey. Going to get a blocking foul on Janes, and again, she doesn't know where that foul is coming from. Janes is 4th, team's 3rd. Storty inbounds for Jeffrey. We've got the reset on the shot clock now. We're good. Cross-court pass. Storty for 3. Rebound for Samard. Janes for Greatorex. Here we see the Mumford and Miller combination. Again, Mumford's alone in the low post. Kicked it outside for Samard. They were looking back inside. It ends up in the hands of Mumford, who gets fouled by Prosser. A little batted ball there caused havoc for the Tommies on the defensive side of things. Jillian Mumford will go to the line. Mumford 6 points on the game, 3 of 10 shooting. 5 rebounds, make that 7 points. That's her first trip to the line. She is good on the first. Mumford shot a 50% clip last year from the free throw line as a rookie in the league. Rebound to Storty. Mumford 1 of 2. 13-point lead, 2:05 to go. Storty for Prosser. From the baseline, Prosser makes 2. Janes off glass. Miller on the offensive boards. Blocked out of bounds by Kylie Roy. Mumford on the inbounds catch. He's going to be fouled by Roy. Roy says, yeah, I did that one. Not going to argue that. Mumford will go back to the line, looking to add to her total. Caitlin Samard leads the Mounties with 11. Greatorex has 10. Nowlin 9. Miller 8. And Mumford now with 8 as well. Make it 9 for Jillian Mumford. Storty on the spin against Mumford. Mumford gets a piece of the Storty shot. Janes calls the play, comes over half. That's back for Greatorex. It's going to be a backcourt violation with 1:04 to go. Let's just have a look at the personnel on the floor here. These are 4 of the 5 starters still on the game for the Mounties, along with Caitlin Samard. And for the Tommies, you have to consider it a victory to force the Mounties into having to have them on the floor here with a minute to play. Depleted Tommies roster coming into this one. You wouldn't know it by the way they've played. What a fun, scrappy bunch to watch here. Have the Tommies been in this tournament, as all the teams have. What a lot of fun this is. The ACAA is going to be a great league this year. I like all the new ads. The Tommy rookies getting extended play-in time here. That will pay dividends later on, and of course, resting up. There's no sense pushing players back in the lineup here in the preseason. You want them ready in a couple weeks when the real fun begins. That's going to be Saturday the 29th. These two teams kick off the regular season. The Mounties are the home team. They will be hosting, though, at Crandall in Moncton. That, of course, due to the renovations happening in the gym in Sackville. The Mounties will have a lot of road games through November, but a lot of nice home cooking in the second half if they've managed to swap a bunch of games due to the renos there in the gym in Mount Allison. So if they can get off to a good start on the road, look for the Mounties to make hay at home in the second half. 50.5 seconds to go. Mounties by 13. Miller for Greatorex. Greatorex scores 2 on about a 12-foot one-hander. That's a Grace Christie who's checked into the game, number 11. 5'10" forward out of Yellowknife for the Tommies. Janes with the steal on the pass from Connors. Connors cracks her down, gives her a little push on the shot. And she was looking to challenge the play. Janes will go to the line. Tori Jane shot at close to 60% from the free throw line last season. Good on that one. And on the second as well. Vidito. Garnet Church closed in around Vidito on that one. They didn't want to get her another shot attempt. Vidito by far the leading scorer in this one with 22. Next closest is Maddie Greatorex of the Mounties with 12. Tori Janes will get it over half. The shot clock is off. You can expect the Mounties just to run out the clock here. Yeoman's work from the Tommy youngsters to hang around in this one. It ends up looking wider on the scoreboard than it actually was. It ends up 53-70 in favor of Mount A. 70-53, if you will, for Mount Allison. So a 17-point victory, but it was closer than that. Only last couple minutes did the Mounties really pull away. Forced to have many of their starters on the floor, or at least chose to have many of their starters on the floor, as the Tommies were making a push to get it even closer than that. That's the final women's game from the Ken Gould. I've enjoyed bringing them all to you. I've got one more men's game left, 20 minutes away. Same two schools on the men's side. Switch up the stream and come on back. We're going to have a little bit more fun with the Mountie men and Tommy men. I'm Bill Gibson, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Come on back and enjoy more action from the ACAA.